Was crying progress? Yes. Did it suck? Absolutely. Which was why I stopped doing it in the first place. It's unattractive, and it makes everyone within a 3-mile radius hyper-aware of your problems. The second I got to my gate, I sat down, fished my dad's baseball cap out of my backpack, and pulled it as far over my face as possible. At least if people thought I was sleeping, they'd stop asking me if I was okay. Nothing was okay. At least, not anymore. A lot can change in 48 hours. Callie and Tanner went from loving me to hating me. Kai wasn't ever going to talk to me again, and Elias? Well, screw Elias. He could go back to his beloved one-night stands for all I cared. Some people are better left behind, and Elias was one of them. Goodbye and good riddance. A less-than-chipper-looking flight attendant slinked over to the Southwest Airlines desk and called out for first-class boarding. Oh, the lives of the rich. Not that I expected to be flown out in style as an exile, but it would have been cool. I picked up my bag and dragged myself over to the economy class line and contemplated calling Callie before boarding. She'd hardly said anything to me on the ride over. Normally, she always knew just what to say to fix things, but the last 48 hours had left her silent. Driving to the airport felt a lot like driving with my parents the day before they sent me here. Terribly quiet, tense. Eventually, people run out of words. They stop trying. They leave you with the choice to pick up your pieces or lie in the glass. At this point, I didn't know how to prove to Callie that I could get better. Maybe it was because I'd stopped believing I could. California was supposed to be a cure, but apparently my problems were something sand and sunshine couldn't fix. I followed the stream of sweaty passengers straight into the belly of our underbooked flight. Economy class was a total ghost town, so I picked out a lovely little 2-seater to have all to my lonesome for the next 6 hours. I settled into my row, fished my iPod out of my jeans, and shoved in my earbuds. It was an Avril Lavigne kind of morning. I put all my faith in her angsty emo lullabies to take my mind off Elias. My mom used to say that music was the only surefire cure for broken hearts. So I sat back in my seat, closed my eyes, and tuned out my troubles, a track at a time. Excuse me, ma'am. Would you like a pillow for your flight, or can I recommend my lap as a happy alternative? In Hollywood horror films, crazy people like Freddy Krueger and Mike Myers scare their victims by stalking them all over creation. They also have the psycho killer look down to a science. Freddy has a charred face, Mike Myers is the nightmare version of William Shatner, and Jason basically looks like some kind of piranha shark. But Elias was something special. He had all the qualities of a psychologically deranged person, but came in a deceptively beautiful package. He could freak me out and turn me on at the same time, which was weird and wrong and pathetic, but unignorably true. I needed to move on. Stat. He stood there, staring at me with a tired smile slathered across his distractingly full lips. Lips that had been in places I shouldn't have allowed them to be. I shook off the memory and let my eyes wander down the length of his body. He hadn't changed his clothes since yesterday, which meant one of two things. He'd either given up on personal hygiene or stalked me to the airport after a one-night stand. Gross. Why are you here? I asked. He sat down uncomfortably close to me and rubbed the sleep out of his eyes. Let's just say I'm probably going to get disowned for doing this, but I wanted to see you, so... You wanted to see me? Are you high right now? No. This is actually the longest I've been sober all summer, and I feel like shit, but I didn't want to be messed up when I talked to you, so at least hear me out. Please. His eyes darted down toward the floor and stayed there for a few uncomfortable seconds before flitting back up to mine. You've got 30